male, 26, from Texas. I lived in a cheap apartment complex just outside of Austin. Rent was dirt cheap, which should have been my first red flag. I worked night shifts and usually got home around 3 a.m. The complex was quiet, sometimes too quiet. One night, I came home like usual, tired, ready to pass out. As I walked in, I had this strange feeling, like someone was watching me. I brushed it off, blaming the lack of sleep. I showered, grabbed a snack, and got into bed. That's when I noticed something weird. My fitted sheet on one side was slightly lifted, like it had been pulled up. I fixed it and went to sleep. Around 4:30 a.m., I woke up to the sound of my closet door clicking shut. I froze. I live alone. I got out of bed slowly and opened the closet. Nothing. Empty. I checked my locks. Everything was still locked. I even slid a chair under the door handle just in case. Then I turned off the lights and went back to sleep. The next night, same thing. That damn sheet was lifted again. I started to think I was going crazy. Third night, I decided to set up an old phone to record video while I slept. I propped it on my dresser, facing the bed. Next morning, I checked the footage. Around 2:53 a.m. I saw it. The sheet moved. A hand, pale, veiny, reached out from under the bed and adjusted the sheet before pulling back underneath. I didn't even finish the video. I grabbed my keys and ran. Cops found signs of someone living under my bed. Food wrappers, a blanket, a knife. They never found the guy. Story 20, Champ Echo, female, 21. From Colorado when I was 18. I worked as a junior counselor at a small summer camp in Colorado called Camp Echo. It was pretty remote. No cell service, and the cabins were old, creaky, and spaced far apart. One of my duties was watching over Cabin 4. It was known as the weird cabin. Kids always complained about hearing voices at night, whispering from under the beds or from the woods outside. I chalked it up to imagination until the third week. That night, 3 girls in the cabin came screaming to the counselor's lounge. They were shaking, crying, saying someone crawled out from under the floorboards. I rushed back with a flashlight, but nothing seemed out of place. Still, I let them sleep in the main building for the night. Later, I stayed in Cabin 4 myself to prove there was nothing to be scared of. Around 2 a.m., I heard whispering. It wasn't coming from outside. It was inside the cabin. Then I heard the floorboards creak. From underneath me, I crouched down and aimed my flashlight through a crack. Something looked back at me. A pale face, sunken eyes, curled lips. I screamed and ran. We tore the cabin down a week later. Underneath the floorboards was a small crawl space. Inside, they found bones, human, later matched to a staff member who went missing in 1997. The borrower, narrator male, 32, from Ohio. This happened about 5 years ago, when I was renting a small house outside of Dayton. It was a fixer-upper, and I spent a lot of time alone there, working late, fixing it up. At first, little things started going missing. A hammer, a sock, batteries. I assumed I misplaced them. Then I started hearing faint knocks from the attic. I thought squirrels got in or something, but when I checked, it was empty, dusty, unused. Still, stuff kept disappearing. Then I started finding things I didn't own. A child's glove, a pink toothbrush, a half-used roll of duct tape. One night, I heard something heavier, like footsteps. I grabbed a bat and pulled the attic ladder down. The moment I did, I was hit with this stench. Rotting wood, urine, something else. I climbed up. In the corner, behind some insulation, was a makeshift nest, blankets, trash, food wrappers, even a Polaroid of me sleeping. I dropped everything and called the police. They found a man hiding in the crawl space above the attic. He had been living up there for months, coming down at night to borrow supplies. He said he liked me, said I was quiet, predictable, and that he almost woke me up last week when he was brushing my hair.